Good evening, everyone. Welcome. You know where you are right now. You have landed in the best spot to be in on a
That's
Sunday
right.
evening, and that
Yep.
is right here on Authors Up. We welcome you to the program this evening, and we're just glad. We're glad to be here, and more than anything, we're glad that you are here
Mhm.
because we can't do it without you. It would be fun, we admit that, but would be definitely would not be as much fun. So let me say a welcome and allow the co-hosts of the evening to say have their own special welcome to you. Let's start with you, Victoria. First of all, how you doing, lady?
I'm doing pretty good. Welcome, welcome, ever welcome to everybody.
Everybody.
Podcast land, Facebook, YouTube. We just thank you so much for being here.
Good,
Oh,
good, good. And how
you
about
are
you, Miss Ruth?
you are such a good host, Victoria. Look at
I
you.
try to be
Oh,
hostess with the most.
oh, I am happy to be here, and I'm happy to be with you guys here on a Sunday evening, and I'm happy for all the people who are joining us on a Sunday evening, but also during the week, and like you said, podcast land and all of that. So, welcome.
Well, good. Let's see
Yeah.
who's joining us so far this evening. Nikayeta's with us, holding it down in New York. Nikayeta, good evening to you.
Hey,
And we
cuz.
have Linda Cooks from right here in the Raleigh-Durham area. And we say good evening to you, Linda. Glad to have you in the
At a
house.
home near you, too.
Say what?
Linda at a home near you. No, and near you, right in Raleigh.
That's it. That's it. Right there. Right there. Well, we're going to start like we usually do, which is always fun for us, and that is to talk about our week in review. So, what happened? What happened? What happened? What's been going on with everybody? Who wants to start this evening?
Oh. Um,
Okay, I can start.
Okay,
Okay,
that's
you
good because
start. You start.
we don't volunteer for no.
What
We
the
don't
paper
volunteer.
said. Paper said she was first anyway. So
Yeah, I know, right? Right.
Well, I had a productive week, which I am
good.
happy to report. I have a productive week. Have a lot of things on the back burner, bringing to the front burner, trying to get things together for not just for the end of the year, but as I'm rounding out the end of the year to get things in place for 2026. Not doing a lot of long range planning per se, but there's some things that I have wanted to do and things that I have been trying to do. So I'm really looking more towards finishing touches. I think I'll
Hmm.
put it that way, to put some finishing touches on some things that I have wanted to do for some time and just haven't gotten around to it. So I'm trying to put things in place for 2026 so that I can run with the new programming, new formatting, new whatever.
Hmm.
I'm not looking at next as much as I am looking at new. So that's kind of where I was focused last week, and just
Wait,
like I say,
wait a minute. Say that again. You're not focused on.
I'm not focused on next as much as I'm focused on new.
Okay.
That
Okay. Explain it.
Okay,
Explain that.
yeah. Back up.
Yeah,
okay.
but please share. Yes.
We're always looking at we're always looking at what's new and what's next. What's the next thing I'm gonna do? What's
Okay.
Yeah.
the next thing that I want to put out? What's the next thing? And sometimes we neglect our now
Okay.
because we're so busy looking for new and looking for next. So I'm
Hmm.
not trying so much to figure out what the next thing is that I'm gonna do,
Okay.
but there's some new things I want to do,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I want to kind of focus on those things. Like when I changed over to Substack,
Yeah.
Yes.
that
Yes.
was a that was a new thing for me. Um, there are things that I want to put on the revised website that
Mm-hmm.
would
Yes.
be a new thing for me. There are things that came out of our meeting with the author that we had. I think it was last week or week before. The profitable author
Yes.
that
Yes.
would be new for me.
Right.
So I'm not so much thinking about, okay, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? um, because I think that will come up anyway. As I sit before the Father and as I plan and as I say, okay, God, what is it that you want me to do? He'll take care of the next,
That's fair.
and then
Yeah.
I'll fill in the blanks with what's new.
I think they one and the same sometimes though. At
They could
times, don't
be.
you think so?
They could be.
Yeah.
They could be. But since it was my week in
Oh,
review,
excuse me. Excuse me. You right. You right. Excuse me. Mm-mm. I
look,
stand corrected. This was
Victoria,
your
I
week in
had to, when
review.
you all asked the question, I had to stop and think, what did I say?
That you
So
right. That was
I'd like to
your week in
stand on
review.
that. I'd like to
Okay.
stand on that and say, you know what? I'm not really sure. Maybe I'll put in a different word and just say different. I think maybe that'll keep me out of trouble.
You ain't in trouble. We just want you to explain, Lucy. Explain.
Well,
You
I
know.
did the best I could. I really did.
Oh, we understand now. Okay, we won't
Yeah.
question
No. And
you
I.
again.
But
You
I
know what?
know you too. I know you too. You all didn't care whether it was new and you didn't care whether it was next. You cared that you needed a few more minutes in order to put yours together. That's what that was.
Uh,
Okay.
Victoria said, okay, I'll go with that one too.
Okay.
Well,
All right. Well, Ruth, how was your week?
well,
Uh-huh.
he,
no, I don't think
slid,
Andrea was done. Wait a minute. No,
he
Andrea wasn't
slid
done.
you
Go ahead.
in there.
Andrea was
Victoria,
not
you're a
done.
mess.
Oh, you're not done. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna
No,
be quiet.
trust me, I'm done. My weekend review is done.
I stand corrected.
What about you, Ruth? I think she put you in the basket next.
God, yeah,
It's
I
on the
guess
paper.
so.
It's on the paper. We going by the paper.
Okay, my weekend review. So I have been looking for somewhere that I want to, share my time with, volunteer. And I found this organization that I did not know existed in Wake County, North Carolina. It's called Read and Feed, and it is a
Oh.
tutoring program that also feeds the kids after school.
Oh.
So they get off of school, they come in, they get a snack, they talk with their, chat with their tutors. and then they sit down and read books together. And if the kids need help, then the tutors will kind of assess and help them where needed, and then they send them home with dinner.
That's
What's it
nice.
called?
It's called
Read and
Read and
feed.
Feed. Yes.
That's nice. I've never heard of that, but that's
I
awesome.
never either, because I know one thing, you volunteer your time over the years, and it's just, I'm not saying that not any of that was wasted, but it was just like, okay, what is my heart towards? Because like
Yes.
my husband has been volunteering with an organization called With Love from Jesus for the last 20
Yeah.
plus
Yeah.
years, like 25 years. And he absolutely loves it because it fits in with what he wants to do, which is feed people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what he does is that he picks up food from like grocery stores that they're getting ready to throw out. And half of the stuff is just like maybe like a day old bread, or,
Mm.
sweets that are out of season. So like all of the, um, you know, Halloween cookies that
Yes.
don't expire until next year, but they got to throw it out because it's seasonal.
Seasonal. Yeah.
And this organization takes it and they do like a thrift store for people to come and shop, um, but it's free. So people for
Mm-hmm.
the community, if they need food, they can come there. And they also have other things. So he's always been like, okay, well, what do you want to do? And I always thought, okay, well, obviously reading. So
Yeah.
um, I just started Googling, and that was among the first that I found. And I was like, I had never heard of that before.
That's
So it's called,
awesome.
yeah. So I actually went through the orientation, and I'm going to start this upcoming week. So I'm really excited about that. So that was the first thing. Yesterday we had our book club. So I'm part of a book club, and we had our little get together. Now only
Mm-hmm.
4 folks could come,
Oh.
but it was still nice. Really just hanging out and talking, because we usually do Zoom.
Oh. Yeah, yeah.
Um, and we did something different this time because two of the members weren't able to. Well, earlier in the week, they had said, "Oh, I can't find the book. The
Oh,
library doesn't have it in time." So I was like, "Bet, we don't have to talk about the book."
okay.
Um, but and I usually like read it the week before so that I remember stuff. So I was like, "Cool, I don't have to read it." So, um, but yet no, it ended up this the other member found, went and bought a copy of the book. So two of the members who actually read the book were sitting there talking about it, but the other one had said, well, instead of doing that, let's just do a book exchange. Everybody bring a book or
Oh,
two that you've read that you
Yeah.
like, and then just kind of switch.
oh, that was
I was
nice.
like, oh, that's pretty cool. I never thought of that. So
And,
I came home with The Rabbi Who Prayed with Fire. So I'm going to read this one.
oh,
Yes, it looked interesting. It was on my read list, but I never got to it. So now I can read it.
read it,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah,
And
so
it's
that,
paperback like you like.
yeah, it is paperback. So, yeah, so that was my week. And then, like, in a couple weeks, I'm going to be heading back up to Maryland. So, but we all knew that. So,
Yes,
yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah, it
Now,
was
I
really
really
fun.
want you to put on, we got to talk about offline when we could go with you because I really want us to go, Elder. Don't you want to, Andrea? Go take the train and just go to Maryland so we can see the baby. Virginia,
Sure.
whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Maryland. Yep,
Okay.
yep.
Sure.
Okay. All right. I think that'd be a nice short trip. We don't, we just want to see her
Oh,
in
yeah.
person
Oh, yeah.
and take a picture.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So they are coming up right after Christmas. So you guys have to be available. I might just
Yes.
borrow her one day and just come see you guys when we
All
have one.
right. I would do. Oh, wow. Wow. I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm off 2 weeks
Okay.
for between Christmas and New Year's. That's my 2 week vacation. So yes, I'm down to do a whole lot of things.
All right. All right. So while you're at it,
All
what's
right, my
your
weekly review. I was able to submit my submission for Authors Up show on time. I did that. I'm trying to think of some positive things because I was in a lot of pain this past week. My ankle has been giving me a fit. I've been wearing a brace and hobbling and using my cane and my walker.
Oh,
2 days out the week, my girlfriend came and took me to work and dropped me home so I wouldn't have to drive. It's been a press. It's been a press. By the time Friday came and I drove myself on Friday, I was in tears, but I was
oh,
still praising God.
Amen. Amen.
That Arthur King. Oh, oh, that Arthur be talking to you sometimes. But I'm grateful. I guess that'll be a nice segue into our topic for tonight to talk about gratefulness. And that's what I said. I did a TikTok video on Friday night about being transparent. Like, I always try to, give the little 5 minute living life victoriously little snippet and telling people push through, you got to do this. But I also feel it was important to show what it looks like to actually go through. And the tears, I couldn't stop the tears. I've been pushing hard all week. By the time Friday came, I just could not stop crying. And so I said, sometimes it is necessary to cry. And two things can be true at the same time. Praising God, but I'm still hurting. So, and it seemed to resonate with a lot of people on TikTok. It's one of my highest viewed videos.
oh,
And I got a lot of positive feedback, and I didn't do it to gain sympathy. I really just did it to show people what it looked like to go through.
mhm,
And I just said, I'm grateful. I'm grateful I was able to make it to work each day, and I was quite productive, and then I was able to make it home, and I'm looking forward to the weekend, and I'm just thankful. And you know what? And today I put out on Facebook and on TikTok. Thank you, Lord. That's just all in my heart. Lord, I thank you because it could be worse. It
mhm,
could be another way. And why I felt that way was I was kind of feeling sorry for myself on Friday. And I took a little break from work and I was scrolling through Facebook. I saw a documentary of these twin boys who were conjoined. They lived to be like 64, 65. But when I was watching the documentary, I didn't know that they had passed until I read the comments afterwards. But it was a story of them and how they lived. They were actually co-joined this way, if you could see me. Um, and each had two sets of legs, and they had the torsos, and they had their heads and arms, but they were joined at the intestine, so they shared one intestine, and of course one way out, to eliminate. Let your mind go there. So they were, but they were like this. Can you imagine having somebody looking at you face to face always? Somebody just stuck to you like that. And it had gotten so bad over the years with their spines were kind of give way, because they showed pictures of them um as teenagers, and they were upright, pretty upright. But as the years went by and different health issues, they were one was actually at the end of it sort of like this, where one was up and the other one was sort of put it like this, like that. This was the other one. Eh, Well, I'm sorry, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but anyway, he was way back. Like, say this is his head. He was way back. So the other one was tall, and the other one was way back, like pulling. It. They had an incident where one, because he had a full body on his own, one had gotten pneumonia so bad, but it made the other one sick. And they could not move because they couldn't coordinate to move together to get to the phone. So somebody found them sick, and they ended up in the hospital where they were treating one, but they weren't giving the other one the antibiotics. So I was like, oh my gosh, Lord Jesus, I thank you for the arthritis in my ankle, because I don't have somebody stuck to me like that. And it made me think, as much as I was in pain, I had to suck up them little tears and say it could be worse. And so I'm grateful today. I am grateful for those aches and pains because I guess I'm gonna be like, what is it, Peter? So he had a thorn in the side. And I'm grateful for that thorn in the side because it's keeping me grounded. It's keeping me relying on the Lord. And I know that it's only because of the Lord that my strength is renewed every morning. So tonight I am grateful. I am really grateful because it could, as bad as it can be sometimes for me, I am grateful. And I had to also give in to letting someone else help me. I have a hard time doing that, guys. Would you believe that?
Mm, not you.
I can do it myself. I
Hmm.
drive
Hmm.
myself. And my children said, Ma, if Miss Nita offered to come get you, and I felt bad because she has two children of her own, and she has to drop her children to two different places in the morning. So I felt like I was imposing on her to have her then turn around and come pick me up and take me, and then reverse the process in the night. And my kids said, "Listen, Mom, she wouldn't have said she could do it unless she could do it."
Hmm.
And I said, "You're right." So I had to concede, and she said she would do it. And for 2 days she did. But then on Friday, I said, okay, I'm a little better. I could do it. And that's what led to the tears Friday because it was such a push. But I was grateful that I had someone in my life who cared enough for me to do that. And she calls me Auntie because she's a younger woman. She said, Auntie, I'll come get you. And it's no problem. And I was like, it's so, no, no, no. Auntie, I'll come get you. And I was like, I'm that auntie. I'm auntie now.
Yep.
But you know what? I'm grateful that I had someone who was willing to help me. And it just taught me another lesson that you have to just be thankful for whatever my lot thou hast taught me to say. It is well with my soul. And the
Amen.
words of that song, right? When
Amen.
peace like a river attendeth my way, then when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. So that was my week in review. And I'm, feeling pretty good right about now. It is well.
Okay.
There was one other thing that you and I participated in,
Yes.
Victoria, that we did not mention. And
Yes.
that was on Saturday. We had the opportunity to attend a prayer breakfast together.
You're
And
absolutely correct.
sometimes, regardless of whether it is a small group or a large group or whatever the size may be, um, it's just good to get together and
It
have
is.
those moments of transparency
Yes.
and be able to see beyond where you are
Right.
as an individual or where I am as an individual, because everybody, I haven't run into anybody who doesn't have something, something. It's not always huge. It's not always an end of the world thing. And
Right.
we kind of talked about that on When Life Speaks last few weeks. We were talking about when life be life, and then what do you do and how do you handle it and where do you
Yeah.
go, and how do you manage, because all of us will reach a point, and I say it all the time. Everybody needs to be encouraged from time to time. I don't care
Right.
how much money you have.
Right.
Grief will hit your life at some point. I don't care what kind of job you have. There is always an opportunity for what I call the repeat offenders to come back into your life. That I can't find my keys, my car won't start, my battery's dead. The things that don't shift your entire life, but in the moment, they can seem to be huge. I mean, they
Right.
can seem to be huge. So we had an opportunity, and we were blessed because Victoria just spontaneously began to sing it as well with my soul, and the others of us who don't sing well and sing low and far away
Sing solo, right? Solo.
joined in.
It was beautiful. It was
We had a little
beautiful.
spontaneous choir, and it really was nice, and it just goes to show that we can turn the corner.
Yeah.
We can
Yeah.
turn the corner.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a little bit more effort than other times, but we can do that.
I
We can do
agree.
that. And Ruth, I'm really encouraged by what you were saying. I don't get out as much as I used to get out, but there was a time when I was a lot more active and in touch
Mhm.
with things that were going on in the community. And
Right.
because I'm not as mobile as I used to be, does not mean that I can't in some way participate in that.
Mhm.
So I'm going to be looking for something new to do
Okay.
in 2026 that
Yep.
will allow me to share what I have to offer
Mhm.
for several years. My little pocketbooks
Yeah.
have been a part of prison ministry. And while I did not go to the prison, I would send the books. And
Right.
sometimes I sent as many as 100, and I have sent as low as 40. But this was every month. I did this every month. And I was always, it was a two-edged sword because sometimes they would come back and say, oh, we got to increase our number for next month. And while I was happy to increase the number, I was unhappy that I had to,
Mhm.
you
Yep.
know, that there were more, women who were,
Mhm.
being incarcerated and
Yes.
who needed that encouragement. So
Right.
I think the key for me is to keep asking, God, what do you want? Because you have
Right.
a much broader view of this thing called life than I do.
Right.
Mhm.
So where do you want the gift to go? Where do
Mhm.
where do you want me to go with it? And that kind of leads me to tonight's show. Uh, that
We in the show. We in the show.
I have to, I have to kind of laugh because we we've always said we've always said we need a blooper roll because there's some things that come from behind the scenes that
Yeah.
never get to the forefront. Praise God, thank you, Jesus.
Amen.
There are some other things that just happen, and I did a class um, about the voice box. I was doing a class for for uh, gosh, I can't even remember when I first started ALH
Mhm.
broadcasting, and we were talking about being prepared, and we talked about Plan B. What is your Plan B? And we don't always have that, or we don't always elaborate on that, but sometimes, and it is not necessarily known to those of you who um, tune in.
Right.
But there are those times when we have no call, no shows. We have a timeline that we attempt to follow, and we try to be very gracious with that.
Mhm.
But sometimes our guests are not able to be with us
Mhm.
last minute, and sometimes we know about it, and sometimes we don't. So there are always those opportunities for us to do a Plan B show. So tonight is a Plan B show because our
We had a no show.
guest was not able to show,
Yes.
and we sat and time had run out, and we said, "Okay, what are we going to do?" And Victoria had made a statement early on. You know, we were talking about writing and the writing process and questions we were going to ask and all of that. And Victoria said, well, we may not be writing, but one thing we can do is talk.
Always.
Yep.
So, so we are more than happy to share our candid conversation with you tonight.
And this is one
Absolutely.
of them.
And we're just gonna talk about stuff. To say it is random, it can't be. It may not be something that we looked for or we were leaning into, but God always has a way of speaking to us and speaking through us, so that we are bringing you some information and some things that may be of interest to you. So this is that kind of show. So each of us was tasked at about 4 minutes to the hour to say, okay, everybody just pull a question. Pull a question. It's something that's like pulling a rabbit out of the hat, but pull a question. And we're just going to talk about that for a few minutes. And one of the things that Victoria said that she wanted to talk about was, in fact, gratitude.
Right.
Gratitude. So,
Mhm.
is there something else that you want to say about that, Victoria,
I
that
do. I do.
will lead into something for us to comment on? Go
Okay.
ahead.
We have a few minutes. I did ask my buddy over here, my Gemini, what is the difference between gratefulness and thankfulness? And here's what I found out. While very similar, there's a subtle but important difference, especially in a philosophical context. Thankfulness is the action. This is often a specific response to a specific act. You say thank you when somebody gives you to your server and when they give you your coffee. It is transactional and it's immediate. Gratefulness is the attitude. So thankfulness is the action, gratefulness is the attitude. This is a deeper, more enduring mindset. It's the overall feeling of being enriched by life. It's the constant sense that life, despite its challenges, is fundamentally a gift worth experiencing. You can be grateful for your health, even if no one actively gave it to you. So essentially, thankfulness is what you do, gratefulness is how you are. By cultivating the deep seated attitude of gratefulness, you make the action of thankfulness much more frequent and genuine. What are your thoughts on that?
I like that.
Mhm. I never really honestly even considered the difference, but I like that it is broken up into action versus attitude because you can do the action and have the wrong attitude, or you can have the attitude and not do the action and it'll be wrong, for lack of a
Wow.
better term. So I it is a different way of looking at it, and I won't say um, I like it or I don't like it, but
Right.
I think that is an important distinction to make.
Right.
Um, yeah,
Yeah, I never thought about it that way either.
yeah.
Mhm.
What about you, Andrea?
I, I can't say that I hadn't thought about it, and I think
Hmm.
mine is primarily because of the way that I write and what I write.
Yeah.
That I'm more cognizant sometimes of how I look at those words, any words,
Yeah.
and
Right.
what they mean, and getting that good old fashioned Webster's dictionary definition as opposed to trying to go deep and spiritual all the time, you know.
Right. Right.
So I like that. I like the fact, and somehow with a lot of things, we know there has to be a distinction, or there would be no need for the word.
Mhm.
Wow.
There would be no need for me to, if it means exactly the same thing, then what's the point? you
Right.
know,
Right. Two separate
there's
words.
nuance there somewhere. There's something that makes Thankfulness a little different from gratefulness, whether you agree with what that difference is or not.
Hmm.
Because without that, you would just use thankful all the time. You would just use grateful all the time.
Right.
So, at least that's the way I look at it. So I like the attitude piece
Yeah.
because I think that so much is determined by our mood and attitude.
Hmm.
As we perceive things and look for the good and whatever else you want to wrap around that, um, then there is always space
Yeah.
to change that perception or to look at things a different way. So yeah, I like that, and I like the attitude piece
Hmm.
in terms of
Yeah.
grateful, and I like that because you said something about the timing of it,
Mm.
and I think gratitude is part of. I would like to think it is part of who I am,
Hmm.
and,
Yes,
and not just the something that I do. You know?
exactly.
So yeah, I like that.
That is
Yeah.
deep. I like that. I like what you said. I think that as we go into this season of Thanksgiving, um, that we remember, just remember that everybody is not doesn't look at the holidays the same way. you know um we're supposed to, the world says, okay, the last Thursday in November is the day of Thanksgiving, and you got your turkey and your this and that and the other. But I just think that we should be thankful every day and grateful every day for the blessings that God has given us, and not just on man-made holiday. And the holidays are not always the best for everybody, and then we have to be a little bit more mindful of those who are less fortunate than us, those who may not have a family to gather around. And I look at my family dynamics; they're different than how they used to be when I was coming up. We are all scattered around in different places, and it's just not the same for me anymore. And my oldest daughter said, "Ma, we don't have to do a whole bunch of cooking. Let's order Chinese this year."
Amen to that.
you know, and I had to say, you know what? We don't have to have turkey and all the trimmings. We can do whatever we like. I'm
Mhm.
just grateful that we're all together. We're okay. And it doesn't matter what we eat as long as we do it together. So, do you guys have any traditions that you keep going during this time of year?
We keep no traditions. That's our tradition.
I love it.
So
I love
yeah, I think I don't know what's on the menu, but it will not be turkey.
it.
It
Never.
hasn't been for
You don't eat turkey since you've been
no.
married. Y'all don't do that. Y'all don't do it.
No, we started off doing it and then quickly realized that none of us liked it. So
Oh,
we were just like, why we keep doing this?
exactly.
So now it's just like, okay, well, what do you want to eat? One year, my husband made pizza from scratch for everybody. Another year, it is okay. What do you want to eat? Yeah, is the lasagna cool? We'll make lasagna. You want to throw stuff on the grill? Great, we'll throw stuff on the grill. It's just why do something you don't like?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
even my daughter now, she's got a husband, has a child, and I asked her, and of course, she was one of the ones that she grew up under that non-tradition, and she was quick to
Yes.
say, "Well, neither one of us like turkey, so we're gonna do duck." I'm like, cool.
Okay. Quack quack. That's okay. That's all right. Why not? Why not?
Hmm.
Who said it had to be, turkey with all the trimmings, macaroni and cheese, yams, potato salad, greens? That's what I grew up on. What
Hmm.
about you, Andrew?
I I think it ought to be what you want it to be, and
Yeah.
Hmm.
as long as I'm trying to be stress free,
Yes.
whatever that looks like and whatever that means. Now, for me, I don't care where I go. I don't care whose house I am invited to, if somebody invites me over or whatever. It
Right.
really doesn't matter. I'm going to have turkey. I'm going to have, have, have greens. I'm going to have ham. I'm going to have potato salad,
Are you gonna have all that, huh?
cornbread. I don't think there's nobody eating but me because I love to cook that meal.
My
That
goodness.
is a favorite meal for me to cook. Now, I'm not pressing anybody else to eat it. I'm not pressing anybody else to visit or come by or any of that. It's something for me about getting up early in the morning and or staying up really, really late at night and just
Yes.
having those smells in the house.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
My kids hate it.
Oh.
They cannot stand turkey. They don't want any of those things, the whole mac and cheese, and it's for them, it's like, oh God, is she gonna cook again? And I'm like, why are you upset? I'm the one doing all the work.
Wow.
But I love it, and it could very well be because that was the tradition in
Yeah.
the house. I
Yeah.
don't know that why we're at the point or how we got to the point that Thanksgiving, the first thing people think about, they don't think about giving, they don't think about being grateful, they don't think about anything like that. They think about food.
Food.
What
Yeah.
are we going to eat?
Eat.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
that is the first and foremost thing on the agenda. What are we going to eat? We have ordered out and still had turkey and dressed
Uh,
that, but that just happens to be
yeah, it's a
just,
tradition. It's a tradition.
you
Yeah.
know, and
Yeah.
I just enjoy that, and it doesn't matter. That is just a meal that I enjoy cooking. I cook it at Easter. I'd cook it at the 4th of July if I could get
Oh,
all the
okay.
things together. You know, it's just what I like to do. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to make you feel guilty or press you about it or
Right.
think that you're the worst person in the world because you don't want to get everybody together, you know, for
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. I mean, if I what I miss uh, is that when we all did get together,
Yes.
everybody had to say what they were thankful for.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that was kind of the highlight of the fellowship piece, you
Yeah.
know, being together on Thanksgiving. But yeah, you know, it's that's just what I like. So, you know, and I'm okay if you don't.
Exactly. Exactly. Who said, right?
Right. You know, you don't have to at all. You don't have to at all. We have actually we are we laughed about this in the very beginning because I said, well, you know, since it's just the three of us, we'll have a short show and Ruth.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Yeah,
said we'd be talking to 8:05.
but honestly, we almost are
Yeah.
out of time,
Yeah.
and that's okay too. You know,
Mhm.
that's okay too. I am grateful, and maybe this is we had some other questions and some other things that we were going to talk about, but I think it is fitting to end this show with talking just for a few minutes about what you are grateful for. And I think that's a good way to close because
Right.
this has been a this has been a tough year.
Yes.
Tough year for a lot of people, tough year for a lot of people for a lot of different reasons.
Right.
There's been the joy of new babies
Yes.
and birth and all of that, but then
Yes.
there's been, you know, health scares and diagnoses
Oh,
that
very
have
much so
been,
that.
you know, what we hoped or what we expected. There's been life be life and a lot, you know. We
Yep.
think I think all of us have had something happen in terms of moving or repairs or housing or, those kinds of things. So
Yeah.
there've been a lot. There's been a lot. I don't, when I was thinking about it and thinking about writing the things that I wanted to put out there to close the year, I was just thinking about what I expected from 2025,
Hmm.
what has actually happened in 2025. And that's like going over here and swinging that pendulum way.
Okay. Way on the other side.
It was nothing, nothing,
Not
nothing,
right.
nothing like I thought it would be. But I'll save my comment for last. But Victoria or Ruth, do you want to just talk about what you're grateful for real quick before we get off the air?
I guess I can go. I'll be honest, I hate those questions. I really do. And it's not because I'm not grateful. I do not like to be put on a spot. And I
Yeah.
feel like, like you said earlier, why do we pick one day? You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
we live in a very commercial society that says, okay, we have to be grateful on this day. And I'll be like, no, you don't know me. Why do I have to tell you what I'm grateful for? And the fact is, that is me pushing back, and that is me. And the truth is, you know what? I started I started therapy a year and a half ago.
Hmm.
No, actually, it was about a year ago.
Hmm.
I got diagnosed a year and a half ago with ADHD and autism, and I started therapy a year ago. And while and it's funny because oftentimes my therapist will apologize to me for what she says having a tough session, and I'm sitting there boohooing and using up tissues. But to me, I'm just like, I've come to the point where I'm like, no, this needed to happen. I'm good with that.
Mhm.
And if I have to give an answer, I am grateful for the person that I am discovering beneath all the trauma.
Mhm.
Yes.
um
Yes.
but yeah, I don't like the question, so that's my answer.
Okay.
But that was
That's
a
a good
pretty good
answer, whether
answer.
you like the question or not.
Good answer. Good answer.
What's that Steve Harvey and Family Feud? Good
Right.
answer.
Good answer. Good answer. I am grateful. I'm grateful for life. And like I said, she was grateful for ALH broadcasting. And I'm gonna have to say ditto to that as well. ALH broadcasting has a lot of good programs on it. Notwithstanding, authors up, living life victoriously.
When life speaks.
8 at 8 when life speaks. Paula's show. What's that show? The
All
transformation. The
transformation.
power of transformation. And now we got Lens out of the box
Hmm.
and under construction for the menfolk
And whole and beautiful.
and whole and beautiful. It has been some really inspirational programming this year.
Hmm.
It's been some programming that's really helped me get through some tough days, really and truly. And I set my watch by 8 at 8. That's for real. And I am grateful for my own show, um, for living life victoriously because through it all, through the ups and downs, through in my life, through the guests that I've had on the show, is always and it's doing what I wanted it to do was always to show that no matter what we go through, there's something to be grateful for and that we can get through. And that by being transparent and showing that transparency to other people, it shows them how to get through, that they can make it, give them hope and encouragement. And so that's what I'm grateful for, that God has given me that spirit of encouragement that I could help somebody else through it all, good
Hmm.
and bad, whatever it is. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for my two friends, my bronze girls. And I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for a mind that is stayed on God. I'm grateful for my job. I could go to the list is long, but I am mostly grateful for life. I recognize around this time of the year, I do get a little sad because I've lost some friends right around this time of year. And this year I saw it coming, and I've had some nightmares and have been able to recognize what it is. So I'm grateful that I know what to do to get through it. And so I am just grateful for life itself, because it could be another way, but it's not. It could be worse than what it is. And that's what I'm always going to focus on, is and keep in my mind and not give in to the despair that it could be another way. And like I told you, that example of the two people stuck together, I'm grateful I'm not stuck together and I'm not looking at somebody tonight stuck to me. I'm just grateful. That's
Well, for me, and very quickly, I am in that same vein. There's a lot of things have happened, a lot of things have changed, a lot of things still need to change. The list goes on and on. But I am a cartoon fanatic, as many of you may or may not know. And one of my favorite cartoons is The Croods. And that's the story of the prehistoric family.
really
Grandmother in that family absolutely positively gets on the man of the cave's last nerves. She just works his last nerve. And they do a count every morning to make sure that everybody is still in place and everybody is where they're supposed to be. And he does his count and he counts everybody, but he doesn't see the grandmother. And he is so excited. You can see it in his eyes. But then she pops out of that cave and says, "Still alive." And that's the way I feel.
that's it.
Every day I get to open my eyes.
Amen.
Still alive.
That's it.
I am above ground. And that means that he still has something for me to do.
That's it.
I can't wait for my daily assignment. I can't wait to see what is on the horizon, good, bad, or indifferent. As long as I am still alive,
Yes.
there's some things I got to do, and I'm glad
Amen.
about it.
Amen.
I'm glad about it. And that's all we have for tonight. We hope that you have enjoyed our time with you. We enjoy our time with each other. So if you don't have any fun, that's on you. We're going to have a good time regardless.
Right. That is true.
But thank you for being with us tonight. Again, 7 p.m. on Sunday evenings is our favorite place to be. We hope you will make it yours as well. And 7 p.m. on Saturday evening is our replay. And we hope that if you didn't make it on Sunday, then Saturday evening that you will be able to share this with somebody else. Get a friend sometime and watch it together. And you guys talk about it and talk about how crazy the other two people are. And
I was just getting ready to sing.
You smile.
I was just getting ready to say, thank you for being my friends.
Oh.
Travel down the road and back again. I take it back.
Bruce, I would not dare take away your opportunity for you to tell people where to find us.
All righty. We are on social media. You can find us on Facebook, on Instagram, YouTube. Just search for Authors Up Show. Likewise, our website is authorsupshow.com. So check us out. We have a bookshop. We have a query how to be on the show and actually show up. All our contact information. Just follow us, and like Andrea said, there's a replay on Facebook on Saturday at 7 p.m. But if you want to watch it sooner than that, you can also go to our YouTube page, or you can download the podcast by midweek, and we'll be there.
All
All
right.
righty, righty. Thank
Yes.
you, Miss Ruth, for doing that. Thank you, Miss Victoria. Thank everybody for joining us, for being with us tonight. You made our night much more pleasurable than it would have been without you. So thank you for being here. Come on back next week. We got stuff going on. We will be here at 7 p.m. next Sunday night. You never, ever, ever know what's going to happen when you tune in to Authors Up.
I tell
So
you
come
that.
on back and make this your favorite place to be. That's it for the evening. Good night, ladies, and
Good
good
night,
night,
Bronze
everyone.
Girls.
Listening
Good night, everybody.
Good night.